It's often said that a chain is only as strong as its weakest link. I believe that a family is only as weak as its strongest drink. For families of loved ones battling addiction, the holidays are a stark reminder that all is not well, and every celebration is accompanied by the fear of what can go wrong. For most of the year, the drama of living and loving an addict or alcoholic can be hidden, but during the holidays, it's on display for all to see. Welcome back to another episode of Till the Wheels Fall Off. I am Matt.
I'm Paige.
And we are going to take a brief detour here on our series on communication and focus on something a bit more urgent because the holiday season is upon us. It happened like overnight, it feels like.
Oh, yeah, this year flew by.
We're prepping for Halloween, it feels like. Literally, I think it was like 2 weeks ago, right?
Yes.
And then now all of a sudden it's like, wait, hang on, timeout. Thanksgiving is in 2 weeks, and then Christmas is right after that. And the holidays are here, and they have just smacked us right across the face.
Thanksgiving is 1 week, yeah.
Man, that's insane. How did that happen? How is that even possible? It's just crazy. And so we've heard from a lot of wheelies and a lot of people that have reached out in our DMs, messages, and the Facebook community, which has been awesome, by the way. Thank you all for participating in that. It's been amazing. For advice on how to handle the holidays coming up. How do you deal with this? It's incredibly stressful as it is in a under normal circumstances.
Normal.
But, yeah, what is normal, right?
Setting on a dryer.
I love that. Setting on a dryer. It's true though. It's all it is. You know? It's a reference to something that doesn't really exist after all. Mm-hmm. But anyway, it's really difficult when you've got this issue of addiction in a relationship or a lot of trauma in a relationship and moving forward. And how do you protect yourself? How do you protect your holidays? How do you protect your vision of what you want for the holidays with this problem that we have? So we're going to discuss a bit of that today. We're going to talk about some boundaries around the holiday season. We're going to talk about expectations around the holiday season. Got a few other tips and tricks that we're going to fill you guys in on. But first, I'm going to read from, I guess we're just calling this my journal.
Yeah.
I write a lot. It's just part of my release when I get really stressed or worked up, and I've got a lot of thoughts. Like, I get this weird feeling that like I'm almost like I'm gonna throw up, but out of my head. There's a terrible way to describe it. And I know when that happens, I just need to start writing. I just get my feelings out, and sometimes it's good, sometimes it's not.
Most of the time, it's pretty damn good.
I'll let you guys be the judge. But I wrote this, I guess it's sort of like a short story, just a stream of consciousness called All I Want for Christmas is Normalcy. And it's kind of my take on the holiday season and what it's like whenever there's an addicted loved one involved and just the expectations around the season in general. So bear with me. We'll read through this and then we'll get our conversation started today. So this is All I Want for Christmas is Normalcy. For many people, the holiday season conjures feelings of joy, hope, optimism, and excitement. There's palpable anticipation of the intimate gatherings to come with family and friends and a deep reverence of the past for the memories that shaped this special time of year for us. It's a magical time. I don't know another way to describe the feeling. Vignettes play in my mind of my favorite childhood memories, and I long to recreate them for my own children. I often find myself deeply reminiscing during this time of year. I'm like Clark Griswold in Christmas Vacation, when he was hilariously locked inside of a freezing attic, watching home movies of his childhood Christmases, and desperately doing everything in his power to recreate the magic that he felt. There is an aura of enchantment all around, and the magnetic energy of the season draws us closer to our loved ones. The crisp air and smell of chimneys transport us back to a blissful state. Every sense is heightened. The lights adorning once mundane buildings are transformed into a mystical beauty that make us childlike in our wonder of possibility. It's a season of giving, gratitude, and love. For many others, the holidays can be summed up with words like fear, anxiety, regret, sadness, shame, and guilt. It's often said that a chain is only as strong as its weakest link. I believe that a family is only as weak as its strongest drink. For families of loved ones battling addiction, the holidays are a stark reminder that all is not well, and every celebration is accompanied by the fear of what can go wrong. For most of the year, the drama of living and loving an addict or alcoholic can be hidden, but during the holidays, it's on display for all to see. Outbursts, embarrassing and inappropriate words spoken on drunken breath, confrontations, fights are all on the table as possible and likely outcomes. We hope that our loved ones will act right, and we anxiously await, breathing a sigh of relief if they manage to hold it together at each gathering. It's debilitating. The fear and anxiety that accompany the what-if scenarios or our worst fears coming true is enough to ruin the holiday season altogether. This is a side of the holidays that few understand. And so what can we do about this? And this is where we will begin our conversation today. I think anytime we look at the holidays, there's sort of this underlying concept that don't we put a lot of stress on ourselves this time of year?
Oh, yeah.
Like, don't we sort of, in some ways, isn't this like, it's an unrealistic expectation.
Yeah, you feel like you have to do everything.
Absolutely everything.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
And make it perfect.
Yeah. Where do you think that comes from?
Movies.
I think you're right. I think
Hallmark movies.
commercialization of the holiday, I think, has given us an idea of what it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
And this goes back decades. This isn't new. This goes way, way back. This has always kind of been there, where there's an expectation of what this holiday should look like and the things that we should be doing during the holiday. And then this, oh my God, the FOMO that comes with it. Whenever you see the neighbors down the street posting photos of what they did,
Yeah.
and what they got for their kids. And it's so much, man.
You know, I was watching a Hallmark movie recently, and I noticed the decorations in their home was like balls to the wall, like, you know, going ham with decorations. And I'm thinking to myself, that's beautiful, but how much time and how much money and how much effort did you really put into that to make that cozy feeling?
So much.
Like so much. And it just kind of like makes me think of how we look at these movies as like, oh, it's just perfect. But there's so much more that goes into what perfect is.
Yeah, there's a whole lot of work.
Yeah.
A whole lot of work. But I think oftentimes, I mean, it can be something as simple as like a Target commercial, and it flashes the screen for deals they have, and then it cuts back to the family all opening this stuff under the tree on Christmas morning, and everyone looks perfect. They have perfect teeth, and everyone's smiling, and they're happy and grateful, and there's a loving family all surrounded. And it's like, we long for that, because I think, and what's wrong with longing for closeness with family? There's nothing wrong with that.
No.
Like, innately, that's not a bad thing.
Right.
It's just not. But I think it creates the expectation that this is what happiness looks like. This is what happiness is. Mm-hmm. And for so many people, and not just listeners of our show and people that kind of follow along our journey, I think people in general have this huge expectation for like, that's what I'm supposed to be doing if I'm going to be happy this holiday season. And anything less than that is just not going to work. I'm not going to be happy. To give my family the best chance at happiness, which we all want, we go to these insane lengths to fulfill the dream.
Yeah.
It's like a dog chasing its tail.
Right.
It's an impossible task, but we're going to try anyway. And the result of it is often that we're just stressed beyond the max, that our bank accounts are empty and our credit cards are just as stressed out. Mm-hmm. And it just doesn't ever go off as we plan it to.
Right.
Back to Hallmark movies for a second. I love Hallmark movies.
Yes, you do.
It started last year whenever I got COVID, and I sat there with like 104-degree fever, just mindlessly watching them.
Yes.
And I noticed that there's a pattern to these movies. Like there's a formula for Hallmark movies.
Yeah, they're all the same.
They really are.
Yeah.
Yeah, like every one of them is like this pattern.
And like our Christmases are not Hallmark.
Nothing like that.
No.
It's almost like, I don't know, it's kind of fun to watch what people would like for the holidays to be, and then think about your own. It's like, we're nowhere close to that. I can look at that and accept it.
Yeah, me too.
I think
It is what it is.
But I think a lot of people very much want that. They want that magical Christmas time, that magical Thanksgiving meal. They want all that, and it's so freaking much. So what are some of the concerns that people have with the holidays, just in general? Can you walk us through like what you've been hearing for the last few weeks from people that you've talked to, messages, like, and not even from our community, but just in general. Like you see the stuff on people's Facebook feeds and everywhere.
Well, they're concerned with their, partners overindulging or overserving themselves.
Yeah.
Having little help with getting through like all the tasks that you have to do, because let's be real, most of the time this is the woman is supposed to be doing that stuff, right? That's how it is in movies or how it is
somehow
in
you
society.
guys got stuck with that.
We're stuck with buying all the gifts. We're stuck with doing all the meals. We're stuck with making sure the house is clean and everything looks perfect and putting up the decorations. And whenever you do have a partner who is struggling with alcohol or addiction, that person is not typically going to help you with those tasks. So that's a lot of anxiety that's going to be built up coming with the holidays. And then maybe your partner's going to drink and drive. Like that's kind of scary too, because they're going to be overindulging or over drinking. The arguments usually get bigger because
yes, they do.
And it's not just whenever they're drinking. Like what if some people ask for help. They'll ask their partner, can you help me with something? And they'll say, no, you can do that yourself. I'm the one who pays the bills. You don't need my help. You go do that yourself. So there's a lot of stress that's going to be coming up with that. Embarrassing
situations.
Yeah. Like in family gatherings, taking your spouse and then they overdrink and they're just making a fool of themselves. And you're like, oh my gosh, why is this happening? It's scary. You've got this anxiety because that's what's happened in the past. You've seen this happen over and over again. What else?
I mean, I think that you touched on something really powerful there, and I kind of touched on it in the story as well, that for most of the year, you can kind of keep these things under wraps. Mm-hmm. But when the holidays roll around, it's almost like you have to peel back the curtain and you risk showing everybody what your life and what your partners are really like and what your life really looks like. If they decide to go to a party and act a fool and drink too much or get in a nasty argument, or it's obvious that you're financially stressed and you know why. Mm-hmm. Maybe someone's not working because of the alcohol or drugs, or you're broke because of it. And it just highlights all this stuff. And it's like you're sunburned and then you go outside with no shirt on and just expose yourself to it. And it feels so raw, man. It's just, It's so freaking difficult. And like all these are little stressors, like all the stressors, the normal stressors of the season are already there. And then you've got this other big one. So I think one of the most common things that people have asked us about here just recently is how do I handle all the gatherings with my spouse? Like, I don't want them to be drinking at my mother's house. I don't want them to drink around the kids. I don't want them to get belligerent. I don't want to get embarrassed. Like, I just want people to see that like, we're not losers and we've got it together to some degree. Yeah. Which is true. Like you do, but you've got this problem, this monkey on your back that is just, it's going to be plainly obvious. And so I think oftentimes people want this magic bullet solution where you can have your cake and eat it too. Yep. Where you can have this problem and yet present it in some way to people so it's not an issue. Like, how can I have a perfect holiday season with an addicted person? And it's such an impossible answer, really. It is. Yeah. I mean, if there were an impossible answer like that, if you would have come up with a solution long before you asked anyone else, I think. Right. And I don't know. We're sort of in the business of telling people hard truths. And the hardest one right now is that it's unlikely to go well. Yeah. Just look at the experience of it all. So, yeah. It's just, we'll get into that in a moment. But when it comes to this time of year, I think that we can just touch on this briefly around the expectations that we put on ourselves and how silly all this really is. How silly the expectations of this perfect fantasy holiday season. Yeah. Because no one's got a perfect family. Mm-mm. No one has perfect relationships. No. Everyone's got in-law problems to some degree on one side or the other. Someone's got a wild ass uncle. It's all there, right? So let's just be honest about what it is. First, it's reality. Yeah, it's reality. Yes. The reality is that nothing's perfect, and it's okay that it's not perfect. Right. Take a deep breath and pat yourself on the back for accepting that it doesn't have to be perfect, and it's not, and that's totally cool. Yeah. So let's just sort of remove all these expectations. But I think that it's okay to have an expectation that you want things to go well. Mm-hmm. Like, I just want things to go well. I'm not asking for perfect. I just want things to go well. Yes. Okay, yeah, I can get with that a little bit. Well, go ahead and say it. No, I'm listening. Keep going. Okay. I think oftentimes, and we'll sort of break the discussion up into what can you actually do about this. But let's start with the expectation piece first of all. Yes. Because I think it's perhaps the most effective tool to getting through the holidays happily. Well, maybe not even happily, but just,
with less stress.
With less stress.
I think
yeah, in
better
one
than you
piece.
did last year. How about that?
That's
may
a
not
good
be
goal.
perfect, but the good goal would be to get through it better than you did last year.
So I've always said, and I didn't make this up, is that expectations are resentments in the making.
Mm-hmm.
So that when we have expectations, and what that really means is anytime I have an expectation of you or an event or something in the world that's really out of my control, I'm setting myself up for a resentment when it doesn't go the way that I wanted it to go.
Yeah.
I learned this in recovery when it came to just about everyone and everything. I had expectations for how you should treat me, how I should be treated at work, how people should drive around me, like you name it. And when people didn't act exactly how I wanted them to act, I would get hurt by that. And I took it very personally.
Yeah.
And it kept me just absolutely mad and angry and stressed and depressed for a very, very long time in life. And what I came to ultimately understand was that my expectations were coming from really a place of selfishness. Like, this is how I need you to act so I can be okay. And I had to stop focusing so much on what needed to be changed in the world.
Yes.
And I started focusing on what needed to be changed in me and in my attitudes and in my expectations. Because the world is just the world. People are just people. They're going to do what they're going to do. I have a choice to accept that as that's who they are. That's what they are. That's what this is. And that's not what I wanted, but that's okay. That's just the world.
Right.
You can still be hopeful for brighter tomorrows, but that's really up to us and how much we're willing to change our people, places, and things to get where we want to go. Well, when it comes to the holidays, I think that the expectations around it can set you up for a more peaceful holiday season. So let's just set the stage for a moment. Let's say that you're in a relationship and things are not going well right now. Alcohol is at the center of this, or drugs are at the center of this. You've got a partner. Maybe they're fresh out of treatment. Maybe they're still in active addiction. Things just aren't going well. And you've got the holidays. And so you're almost forced into this situation where you have to present this big smile, this big fake smile. Everything's okay. Everything's good. And just cross your fingers and hope like hell that everything goes well. I think the expectation should be reframed.
Yes.
That our reality is this currently, that things are not good at home. The relationship is extremely fractured. Our finances are stressed. And that should be the expectation that it's going to be rough. It's going to be a bit rough. And then when you do get your bright spots, you can really look at those and take just major gratitude in that.
Yeah.
And take a lot of hope from that. And like, oh God, that was really great. We got something good out of it. But the reality should be what the patterns have shown you over time.
Yes.
So I would, like, Paige and I have done this. I think we walk someone through this recently too. Like, let's look at the reality of it all.
Yeah.
Create a timeline and sort of map out what life has looked like for the last year. What does it look like? Like, I know people really like to focus on the positive, but if you just focus on the positive, you're likely to miss reality.
Yes.
And gain from that some really important things that you don't want to necessarily admit are true, but they're true. So it's important that we look at them. So what has reality shown you over the last year? Has this person shown up to your family events in best shape? Probably not.
Right.
Have they overindulged? Probably. Have they embarrassed you? Probably. So then I think the expectation should be, that's probably what's going to happen.
Yeah.
That's what's going to happen.
Yeah.
That should be the expectation. Unfortunate, but true.
Yeah.
And I think that's everyone's greatest fear come true, but that's likely to be what's happening. I think that the anxiety around it comes from expecting that it's going to be any different.
Yes.
And if you expect it to be different than the experience has shown it to be, that's where that fear, that anxiety, that's where all that comes from. Like, I chalk up the fears in 3 categories, basically. Fear that I'm not going to get something that I want, fear that I'm going to lose something that I already have, or just general fear of the unknown.
Yes.
All my fear comes from one of those 3 places.
Yeah.
And generally it comes from fear that I'm not going to get something that I want.
Yes.
That's like where most of my fears come from.
Right.
It's my expectations of the world. And it's maddening. And the solution seems so simple, but it's not that simple.
Nope, it's
to look
not.
at life this way is difficult. So be gentle with yourself as you do it.
Yes, for sure.
But it is helpful to frame things in reality. And like, what has reality shown me here over the last year, 2, 3, however long? So what is going to happen this year that's going to make that different? If you think that you're going to be able to exert some sort of control over this person that is going to change it. It's unlikely.
Yep.
If it's possible at all, it's going to take a lot of effort on your part. It's going to stress you out. You're going to feel responsible for every bit of it. And it's already a really stressful time of year as it is.
Don't take that on. Let that go.
It's going to be even more difficult whenever we do that.
Yeah.
When it comes to expectations, I know that you've got a ton of thoughts about this.
Yeah.
Just in general, like expectations around the holidays, expectations around how things should go, the FOMO that comes with wanting to appear a certain way. Your Christmas cards have to look a certain way. We got to appear this way or the other. Like, what are your thoughts on just how do you handle expectations like within our own family? Like the way that we present ourselves, because we're not like a live, laugh, love couple. We don't have like our decorations aren't all coordinated. We don't, we've always been really authentic about the way we go about things. I think
we go at the beat of our own drum. We don't really go by what society tells us to do. And we're okay with that. Like we let it go. Even if we're not people pleasers. We don't do things based on what other people want us to do. We do things based on what is necessary for our family and our unit. And I think that's huge. I think that's a good way to look at things, is like try to look inside a bubble, like just be in this little bubble instead of looking at these movies, social media, everything that's telling you to do things a certain way. Go back to your values. Like, what do you really, really want to do?
Yes.
What's really going to make you happy?
Absolutely.
And that's where your expectations should be.
A quick break in the action to let you know about an exciting development in the Tufo universe. When we started this thing, we said we would never work with an advertiser or company unless it's something that we believed in and we already use.
If you're looking for professional, affordable mental health care, look no further than Taylor Counseling Group, your trusted source for accessible therapy in Texas. Taylor Counseling Group believes that everyone deserves premium mental health care, regardless of their income level. That's why they offer reliable and affordable services at 12 locations across Texas. They've made affordability a priority. They are in network with most major insurance, and the standard private rate is only $100 per session, significantly lower than many other practices offering the same high-quality therapy. They believe that getting the help you need shouldn't drain your wallet. Scheduling an appointment is quick and easy with their convenient online booking tool. No complicated processes or long wait times. They value your time and ensure that you can access the care you deserve without any hassle.
At Taylor Counseling Group, they believe in a personalized approach to therapy. The professionally trained counselors offer a diverse range of services, including individual counseling, couples counseling, family therapy, play therapy for children, and even specialized techniques like cognitive processing and existential psychotherapy. They're here to help you navigate life's challenges and develop a personalized treatment plan tailored to your unique goals. Taylor Counseling Group is your partner on the path to mental wellness. Experience professional, affordable care that puts you first. Visit their website, taylorcounselinggroup.com, or call them today to schedule an appointment and tell them Tufo Couple sent you. A link and phone number is going to be available in the show notes. And back to the action. One of the core values of this show, and something that we're teaching people to do, whether you realize it or not, is how to be more authentic in life.
Yeah.
Authenticity wins is a slogan that we use, and it's like it's sort of like a battle cry for us that authenticity wins. When in doubt, be authentic. When in doubt, just be authentic.
Yeah.
Live your truest self, do what you want to do, and you will be happy doing that.
Yeah.
If you try to live someone else's life or their dream or what you think a holiday should look like or what a family should do, and it's not really your core value, you're going to feel disturbed because of it. You're going to have anxiety because of it when you're not living your truest self. It's so easy and effortless to be authentic. It really is.
Yeah.
It's scary though.
Oh, because it's totally unfamiliar.
Yeah, and you'll feel judged because we're all conditioned in some way to act a certain way, be a certain way. Some of that's just societal values that I think are good. The golden rule, it's all good stuff. But other things, like some of the more superficial stuff, it causes stress. Like when Target puts out that ad, in some ways they are conditioning and training people that this is what happiness is.
Yeah.
This is what you need to be happy.
Right.
Really consider your own values and what that means for you, what that means for you. And that you can apply this to if your mind's already starting to think, okay, so what gatherings do we not really want to attend?
Right.
What events do we just do because we feel like we have to, and we just never really like doing it.
Right.
It's okay.
It's okay to
totally
say no.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. If your thing, if like you've always just felt like it was a total beatdown to go do Christmas cards because you wanted to keep up with the Joneses, don't do it.
We don't do Christmas cards for
haven't-
that reason.
Have we ever?
Yes,
One
we
time?
did, I believe, whenever the kids were much younger. Yeah.
And you did that one time. You're like, yeah, I'm out on that.
I think
that was
so.
too much.
Yeah. I mean, there's just too much that's going on. But this year we are getting pictures for the first time in a few years.
Yeah.
But that's
fun.
okay. We can change it up a little bit, but we don't have to do it every year. It's not something that I try to keep as little on my plate as possible to make sure that it's less stressful for everybody involved.
Yeah, life's tough as it is. Like, you need a helmet to get through life.
Yeah, and
days.
it doesn't mean that it's not
difficult.
memorable, and it doesn't mean we don't still do certain traditions with our kids, but we don't put a lot on our plate.
No, not more than really what's already there.
Yeah.
It's already so much. So just be gentle with yourself through this season. Again, if you haven't heard our first episode on this topic, we did one a year ago called Merry Stressmas and Happy Holidays, DAZE, and just talked about expectations around the season. Sort of a similar conversation to this.
Yeah.
But so at this point, we're going to move forward just a little bit and talk about, okay, so I've got, let's just say the average person probably has 3 to 4 Christmas events to attend, a mixture between different sides of the family, plus maybe a work party or something like that, and some things.
Kids parties?
Yeah, kids parties. God, there's so many of those. How do you handle this stuff with an addicted spouse? How do you handle this stuff with like your secret shame that you have? And how do you deal with that? How do you navigate that? I think that something we talked about this morning when we were really working through this episode and we had a call and we were sort of thinking about it is like, I'm very careful about this. I never want to victim blame or shame anyone that's in these situations. Like, we know how difficult this is. And I think that something Al-Anon shines a light on that a lot of people can get perturbed by. I think a lot of people it's hurtful, is to say that we do have some responsibility in our pain at times.
Yeah.
Some responsibility. I'm not saying that it's all our responsibility. I think some people take it too far, but we do have some responsibility.
Yes.
Everything we talked about, like, what is this person showing us who they are? When we choose to show up to an event with them, in some ways, when we choose to show up with them, we are also choosing our outcome in some ways. We're choosing
based on experience and the patterns that they've shown you.
Right. Yeah. And so in some ways, like, understand that you do have some control still.
Yes.
And I think that there is still power in making that choice to show up with them and risk that could happen. Just remember that you made that choice and you had power in that choice, and you're okay with the outcome if it does go poorly. You understand that that's a risk that you're taking, and that it's not because of you. It's not because you're not good enough. It's not because you don't deserve to have a beautiful time. It's not because you don't deserve to have an amazing present partner. That's just who they are. That's who they are.
Yeah.
You're not asking too much. You're just asking too much of that person.
Yes.
Because their experience, their actions, their behaviors have shown you who they are.
Right.
So I'm a car guy, so I always go back to this. It's sort of like, let's say that I was shopping for a blue car. I really wanted a blue car, blue SUV. I was looking for it, but I found a really good deal on a red one. It had all the same options I wanted, but it was red. And I didn't really love it, but I was like, I'll learn to, whatever. So I put it in the garage. And every morning I go out there, I'm like, damn it, it's not blue. This sucks. I'm just going to, maybe if I can just pretend and convince myself that it's blue, then I'll be happy. Yeah. But every time I come out of the grocery store and that thing's red, it's staring me in the face. I'm like, here it is again. Why did I do this? Like, I chose to buy the blue one.
Right.
Aren't I sort of punishing myself each time that I expect it to be blue when it's actually red?
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
That's sort of how this plays out.
Yeah.
It's like, why aren't you blue? Well, because you picked a red one.
Yeah.
Dang it, I know it. I just still want it to be blue. Like, at some point, I have to come to peace with this is the reality that I've chosen for myself.
Exactly.
And you can find a way to do that. We've got episodes on that. We've found a way to do that too. And that is it's a whole other path you take in this sort of general theme of acceptance. But if you're gonna have an expectation that is not reality, the dissonance between the two, that cognitive dissonance is going to cause you to be disturbed. It's going to cause anxiety. It's going to cause all these questions as to, why can't I just have what I want? Remember, this is what you chose, though, in some ways. And I'm not saying that you chose to have an abusive partner.
No.
People develop these things over time. It's
right.
You are not at fault for that.
Yes.
I'm just saying that you can sort of make peace with yourself in the moment of choosing to show up with them and they do act a fool, sort of being like, okay, this is who they are. It's not because of me. I understand that.
Yes.
And I had power in that decision. I understand that. I think that's sort of what we're getting at.
Yeah, for sure.
I hope no one feels like, oh my God, this guy just blame me for this. No, not at all. Please. No, not at all.
No. This
Not
is
at all.
more like we're trying to help you with solutions. And we all know that we have a part in some of this.
Yeah. And so practically, like, what can you really do when you've got all these events and you've got this person that has shown over time that they don't handle this well? They drink too much. They say ridiculous or embarrassing things. They get too drunk, and then you've got to like Uber home, or they do something to upset someone. They say something inappropriate to your sister-in-law, like God knows what, you know, like someone's probably got some really crazy examples of what's gone wrong when someone's had too much to drink at a holiday party. But what can you do about this?
Yeah.
Let's talk about practically. What are some things that you can do when it comes to boundaries that you put into place to protect your peace when it comes to the holidays? So we talked about one of them in the beginning, which was, how many of these things do we really need to attend?
Right.
How much exposure do we need to give ourselves?
Right.
And do I need to show up at all of these with them?
No, you do not.
There you go. Plain and simple.
You don't. And it's just as simple as saying, you know, we're not able to be there this year. You don't have to go into detail as to why. You don't have to have an explanation. It's just like, we just can't manage it this year. You know,
what if they get pissed?
That's on them.
It is.
If anybody tries to guilt trip you, if they try to make it your problem, or they're like, how dare you? How can you not be here? You know, that's the boundary of saying, we just can't make it. You know, that's it. Like, it's on them. There's no reason for you to respond to it.
Yeah.
Just let it go. Let them be mad. Let them be angry. Know that it's not your problem and that you didn't cause that.
But what if you really want to be there?
Go by yourself.
Yeah, that's a tough conversation to have with a spouse or partner or
Yes, it is.
boyfriend, girlfriend, whoever. But just to simply say, hey, I'm going to go to this one alone this year.
Yeah.
If you really want to get into specifics, I would just encourage anyone to use I feel statements, own your feelings in this. Don't, a lot of times guys like me, addicts and alcoholics, love to throw this, you always bring up the past crap. You know, you always bring up the past. You always bring up the past. Well, you don't have to really remind them of every single time they've screwed up. Just simply say, I feel safer if I went to this one alone.
Yeah.
It's not going to be pleasant. It's not going to be an easy conversation. But at the end of the day, you will get to see your family without that feeling, that anxiety of the threat that exists if they act a fool because they've had too much.
Right. And what happens if your family asks, well, where's your partner? Where's your spouse?
You don't have to be specific about it.
No, you don't.
You can, if you really wanted to just, kind of go on a limb and make something up. They had a
they're
work
not feeling
thing,
well.
They weren't feeling well, whatever else. But there's also more of a radical approach you can take. And this is just on as a side. Some people just choose to be authentic and honest about it.
Yeah.
And they just let people know, like, simply say, we're going through a really difficult time right now as a couple. There's been some substance abuse issues, and I would appreciate you guys just keep us in your thoughts, pray for us, and we're going to work through it. But for right now, I'm here by myself, sending your partner all the love in the world. You can be honest about it too, and without saying he's a drunken wreck and spent all of our money. People understand, and this is a season where I think we're sort of geared to be more cognizant of others' needs and what they need at that moment. And it can actually be a powerful thing that unites people.
Yes.
We were always upfront about it.
Yep.
Anytime there was any kind of issues, we've always just been like, all right, this is just what it is. I don't, it's hard for me to lie about things. Yeah. Which is weird. It used to not be that way. It used to be so easy, man.
So weird.
Lying was like, that's the easiest thing in the world. But it's hard now. It's easier just to be honest about stuff. Like this is my situation right now. It's not the most glamorous thing. It sucks to even talk about, but this is what's happening. Maybe you don't tell everyone in the family, but this is a just great advice in life, is that those that mind don't matter. Those that matter don't mind. The people that really love and care about you aren't going to care. They're going to understand. They're going to support you. Yeah. The people that mind, they don't really matter. Right. Disregard. Yeah. Kick out their opinions, toss them in the garbage, whatever you got to do. But yeah, you can absolutely set this up so that you can attend these things without them there. Like, there's no rule book that requires that you show up together. Yep. If you really want to play with fire, you could also allow them to go and choose to take different vehicles. Yep. In the event that something happens, you can't necessarily make them leave. You could suggest it. That may not go well, but you could always remove yourself.
Remove yourself.
Without them having to be there for that dreaded ride home.
Yep.
If they want to make an ass of themselves, you don't have to be responsible for it. You don't have to witness it. You can remove yourself.
Yep.
It's just harmful because, like I mentioned, like in that story, that the holidays are for families to get together. We're supposed to be together, but not everyone's got a functional family. In fact, I think that not many families are that functional. They really aren't. Like we make them so. It's like we sort of like rig them together and we can keep it together for a few days here and there. Some people have wonderful families. Some people have incredible supportive families. That's just not the case for a lot of people.
Right.
It's not. And that's okay. It's okay.
Yeah.
Like I know how it feels to feel left out this time of year.
Yeah.
I know that you do too, Paige.
Yes.
To see all the happy families and you sort of like, it hurts, man. It makes you want to cry. It's okay. We're here with you. You're not alone in this. There are many, many others that are going through the same exact thing. Our community, our accounts, we are the voice that sort of unites all these people. Like we can be in this together. We can have our own Christmas. All of us and the wheelies.
Hey,
we're here. Like we totally understand what it's like to have a toxic family environment and to not know what it's going to be like. And to, just to not fit in check that box of normal. Like we are the outcasts and we're okay with that.
Yeah.
Totally okay with that.
Yeah.
So some other boundaries you can put in place. Talk about what you can do if let's say someone's in early recovery, and you want to have, and there's a big Christmas event and like their sobriety is very much, let's just say sensitive at this moment.
Right.
It's a very touchy thing. It's new. It's fragile. That's the word I'm looking for. Fragile.
Well, what's the reality of holidays and people who are in recovery? Like, what's the reality when it comes to that?
It's very difficult, especially early on.
Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of relapses that will happen
Oh,
during
yeah.
the holidays.
This is like relapse season for a lot of people.
Yeah. And that might be hard to hear, but that is the reality of the situation.
Man. Yeah. All the stress that comes with it. It's just like, that's there. And then all the opportunities to drink.
Yes.
With friends and family and people who aren't necessarily supportive of your recovery, who are going to encourage you to drink because they don't really give a damn.
Yep.
Because misery loves company.
Yes.
And your Uncle Jeffrey from Tennessee that you see once a year, who's an alcoholic and always has been, is likely going to encourage you to drink, even if he doesn't give a damn that you're sober.
Right.
He's like, what better time than now? I haven't seen you in months. Have a drink with me. And then people just slip and that happens.
Yes.
It just does, man.
Right. But as a partner, it's not your responsibility to make sure that doesn't happen, but you can be there to support them.
Sure.
And which could mean, not going to, like we said earlier, not going to all of the parties. You don't have to go to everyone. Pick them out. Pick out which ones you want to go to, or don't go to any of them. It could be you just staying at home and doing your own thing.
Here's another thing you could do. Just because we know that you love stress and you just want more of it, is that you could choose to host your own. Let's say that your aunt usually hosts. You could say, would it be okay if we hosted here? You could create a fun menu of mocktails.
Yes.
You could create sort of a sober friendly environment. If you really wanted to be supportive of this person that needed the support, ask for the support. And you could do that. If
Yes.
you are a glutton for punishment,
Right.
and you want that is an option. It's certainly an option. Everyone's situation is going to look different. We're not going to sit here and tell you what's necessarily right or wrong, but I think that the right one generally involves the one where you feel at peace and that you feel fulfilled and that your feelings, your emotions, your needs matter. And that's at the front of it. If your partner can't be in an environment like that, you can kindly ask people not to drink. You can do that. They don't have to show up.
Yeah.
Now, I know about the holidays is that it might be a very sparsely attended party.
Yep.
Because people sort of use the holidays as like, this is an excuse to drink, man.
Yeah.
For a lot of people. But for a lot of people, they handle it normally. But for someone in early sobriety especially, it was tough. So quick story time. I remember the first Christmas that I ever tried to get sober.
Yeah.
This was, I think, a year before I actually did get sober. It was the last Christmas that I was drinking because you were pregnant.
I was pregnant.
Yep. So it was the last Christmas.
And
I
that was your
drinking.
excuse to stop drinking, was like, oh, you can't drink. So
Well, we
I'm not
made
gonna
a
drink.
deal that whenever you got pregnant, I would stop drinking with you.
Right.
And I was pretty convinced that I could do it because at the time I'd never really tried to stop. But when I thought about it, I was like, oh, yeah, I could do it.
Yeah, sure.
No big deal. Yeah, I'll figure it out. And like, I wanted to be supportive of you. I wanted to stand in unison with you as you were doing it. And so I remember we went to your uncle's house and on the way over there, I hadn't had a drink, I think maybe 2 or 3 days. And this was like a Friday night or Saturday night. On the way over there, I was so mean to you. I was so irritable and it was like,
We got in a really big fight.
and it was like, and I remember even telling you and just being honest with you, this was the first time I realized, this is going to be harder than I thought. Like I might have a serious issue here. Telling you like I haven't had a drink and I'm trying and it's really effing hard. And I remember you like having empathy for me in that moment, and like maybe even you understood at that moment.
Yeah, probably.
This is going to be bad. But we went over there and I didn't know how to act. People were asking me to drink, and I had the excuse that I wasn't going to because I was supporting you. People teased me for it. I mean, it wasn't like real teasing, but it's like, oh, come on, really serious? And, you know, sort of egging me on, and I didn't do it. And it was just so difficult. I remember just feeling like I wanted to jump out of my skin. It was so impossible. It felt like it's really, really tough. This is not a fun time for a lot of people to be sober.
Yeah.
Now it's great. I don't,
you
so
don't-
much fun.
Yeah.
Man. I have great time now, but
Yeah.
it's really, really tough early on. So we can talk for a moment about like supporting someone in that moment. I think the way to do that is, you could, and let's just say that you're going somewhere. You could actually bring along a little ice chest with your own mocktails.
Yes.
You could bring fun stuff. Like,
Yeah.
there are tons of mocktail recipes out there. A wheelie actually dropped a whole bunch of these in the
group.
community.
Yeah.
Like a whole, like that she dropped one, and then in the comments, there's like a ton of them.
Yes.
All kinds of fun mocktails.
It looks so good.
I was actually talking to someone the other day, someone who was trying to get sober, and told me that they've been using mocktails in the evenings just sort of get through. It's fun to have just something interesting to drink other than water.
Yep.
And just to, have something fun in your cup too.
Yeah.
You talk about how it's cool and it's fun, and you can kind of participate in those conversations. You have something in your hand as you're standing around talking to people, as opposed to like, I don't know what to do with my hands. Like Ricky Bobby kind of thing, But we've talked about safe words as well.
Yes, safe
Having
words.
safe words. We were talking
Mistletoe.
about this. Yeah, mistletoe's a good one, actually. That's a good.
That's for
a fun one.
Christmases.
Was it?
Yes, they have a safe word.
That's right. Mistletoe. Mistletoe.
It's like, every time
when he was
you're
getting
around.
his ass kicked by his brothers.
Yes.
Yeah, that was funny.
Yes.
Pick a safe word and you can use it, and that lets your partner know. Like, you discussed this in advance. This is our plan. I'm going to give it 100%. I'm going to give it the old college try. I'm going to do my best. But if things get overwhelming, we'll have a safe word. Call it whatever you want. You could just say tufo. I don't know. Mistletoe, tufo. Tufo, mistletoe. Whatever you want it to be, you can use a safe word that lets them know 30 minutes. Let's wrap it up. We got to get out of here. It's too much for me.
Yeah.
And then you can plan your own evening. You can have a quiet night at home, watching all these Christmas movies. There's some funny ones out there, by the way. Before Christmas is one of my favorites.
I love it.
It's so funny.
Such a good movie.
It's a great one. But you can have a safe word. Safe words are really helpful. Having open conversations about this stuff too.
Yes.
Like, don't understate the difficulty of doing this, getting through the holiday sober. Most people don't get, the only people that are getting through the holiday sober anymore, I think, honestly, I'm convinced, are children. That's about it. Everyone else is inebriated to some level or got something in them.
Yeah.
A pharmaceutical or some kind of drink. And it's almost like the running joke. Like, how do you get through the holidays? A lot of alcohol.
Yep.
Like, that's a joke from Christmas Vacation. Jack Daniels got me through the holidays when I was a kid.
Yes.
Or whenever you were kids. Like, it's a running joke. Like, it's incredibly stressful, man. Be honest about that it's really hard.
Yep.
Get support in other ways that don't involve substances, that come from other people that love you.
Yeah.
Just, you have to ask for it. You have to be open about it. You have to be honest about it. And on the other side of this, let's just say that you're someone who wants to take someone who's actively drinking to one of these events. You can have an honest and open conversation about expectations. Like,
Yes.
listen, we're going to my mom's, and last year, remember that thing you did and that thing you said, and it was really awkward. I've been dealing with a fallout all year. I just want to let you know how important it is to me that you're on your best behavior.
Yeah.
You can let them know what your expectations are. That's fair. You can do that.
Yes.
But the actual, you're responsible for the effort, but not the result. The result of that could be they don't care. They don't give a damn. They could just choose to violate every one of those.
Yep.
Just remember that when we chose to show up in some way, we also picked the outcome. And that's a powerful lesson that we learn over time. Like, the process of empowerment and the process of the education that goes into this to what the real solution is for many people, which is this moment, do I stay or do I go, is a process that takes place over time.
Right.
You know how they say like relapse is part of recovery?
Yeah.
I think that's true when it comes to spouses and stuff as well.
Absolutely.
Like, relapse doesn't have to be part of recovery, but it is often the case for most people that the first time they realize they have a problem, even internally, and they try to stop, it doesn't work because they're not done yet. They still have to play out all the possibilities in their mind. Well, what if I tried to control it on the weekends and just drank beer? What if I only drank once a month? What if I did all these things? And they have to try and fail with those things before they really understand, I just can't do this anymore.
Yep.
Spouses, partners, it's very much the same
thing.
I have to remind them. I have to say it in a different way. I have to be kinder about it. I have to change my approach. And each time you're let down, you sort of learn something new each time about what really ultimately has to happen. And it's like, man, I have to face the fact I may never be truly happy in this relationship as it's presently.
Yeah.
And that sucks.
Yeah.
But yeah, so like, it's okay. You might have some relapses of your own.
Yes.
Through this. This could be a powerful learning opportunity for you.
Yep.
This might be the Christmas that you were like, that was when I knew that nothing was ever going to change, and I had to change something within myself if I ever wanted to be happy.
Yeah.
I couldn't count on them because I presented it in the best way. I listened to those two people in their podcast first, and they still screwed it up. Mm-hmm. That for me was the moment that I realized, oh man,
yeah,
I've got to do something different.
Yeah.
So just keep that in mind when you have these conversations. Again, it's okay to leave early. It's totally fine to leave early.
Yeah.
There's no rule book that says how long you have to stay at something.
No.
There's just not.
And you don't even have to have an explanation as to why you're leaving. You can just say, hey, we got to head out. Good to see y'all. Love you. Goodbye.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, we live in a society where everyone has to feel like they're obligated to explain why they're doing things.
The more you explain, the worse you are.
The worse it is, because you're giving the other person fuel to like get you to stay, or like, oh, that's not a big deal. You're just kind of setting yourself up.
Let them assume.
Let them assume.
You can't be criticized for what you don't say.
Yeah. Yeah.
You can't.
You don't have to explain yourself.
They can assume all they want, but they'll never really know.
Right. And it doesn't matter.
Nope. Does not matter.
It does not matter. As long as you are protecting your peace and doing what you need to do that.
Yeah. And if there are people who are out there keeping score on you, let them, man.
Let them.
You can occupy space in their head rent free all day long.
Yep. That's on them.
Yeah. Don't let them do it to you, though. The rent in your head is expensive, remember?
Right.
Don't give it
But
up.
we're giving you permission that it's okay to not explain yourself.
Yeah. We can also create our own traditions, new traditions.
Yeah.
Like we did a lot of this early on. Crown Royal used to be my favorite holiday tradition of all time.
Oh, yeah.
They always make those gift boxes look so appealing. And
Yes.
that purple bag.
In the bag. And it's like, ooh, you bring it to the White Elephant Exchange or whatever.
Oh, man. The White Elephant Exchange is just a liquor flipping event, isn't it?
Yeah.
Just liquor.
So we actually don't even participate
in White Elephants
in
usually.
that anymore. No, we don't. It's like, well.
It wasn't so much because of the alcohol, though. I think because, and maybe this is just our family, but people just started buying the gift that they wanted, and they would just steal back their own gift. And so it really just came down to people just buying a gift for themselves.
Yeah, but it's fun. I mean, it's cool. That's great. I like the funny ones that we do.
The funny ones are hilarious. I love
best.
when someone gets stuck with like my old crap that I didn't want.
Yeah.
That was always funny.
Yeah.
Or it's even funnier when you give away crap that you thought that no one would want and people actually
then
wanted
they
it
actually
and they
wanted
fight
it. It's
over
like,
it.
what?
Those are hilarious too. Some good stuff. But create some of your own traditions. Just remember that there is no rule book. And just because Hallmark or Lifetime or Hollywood,
Target
commercials, I'm going to pick it on Target a little bit here, says that your holidays have to look a certain way. That is rubbish. That is baloney. That is not true. We're telling you, we are giving you permission that it can be whatever you want it to be.
Yeah.
However you want it to look.
Yeah.
Just remember, this is a stressful time of year. You're going to feel plenty stressed as it is.
Yeah. And I wanted to add on to how you're saying how stressful it is. This is not a time to overeat, overdrink, eat your feelings and stuff. This is a time to actually do self-care a lot more than what you typically do.
Oh, yeah.
Meditation, working out, eating a little bit better. I mean, you're going to indulge a little bit
Reading,
more. That's
podcasts.
totally okay. But like the personal development, it's really important this time of year to actually dig into that so that you're staying present and in reality.
Yes.
But you can still enjoy the other things around you. Just don't, get sucked into that.
Yeah, do
your
best.
anxiety is going to get worse if you overindulge yourself.
It does. It does. And like all those things you just mentioned are a form of, okay, so there's a book called Refuge Recovery, which is actually, it's a Buddhist perspective on recovery. It was written by Noah Levine. I think it's Levine. It could be Levine. I'm sorry if I butchered it. He doesn't listen, I don't think, but it's an amazing book on just recovery, and I love it. But he says, I probably butchered the quote too, that all forms of addiction are in fact just a way to make life more pleasurable and less painful than it actually is. That involves overeating, that involves the consumption of addictive substances, that involves sex and porn addictions, you name it, everything fits in that box. And I believe that to be true, is that when we feel anxious or stressed, we seek comfort in that. We're challenging you to feel your feels.
Yes.
And to experience life as it is, because never at any point are we guaranteed that life is just supposed to be painless and pleasurable all the time. It is not. There is so much to be learned in some of the darkest moments in life and some of the difficulty. And so, but if you never let yourself feel it, just like I never would have learned anything, even people who don't identify as alcoholics or addicts can find ways to mask their feelings.
Yep.
Just remember, like, self-care is truly important. And there will be times when you just need to cry. You need to feel the hurt. You need to feel that stuff. It's important for your development as you learn what to do to protect yourself moving forward.
Yeah.
And for everyone, that path looks a little bit different. But if you don't ever give yourself a chance to feel it, you never get the opportunity. Okay, so this is what reality is. Now, what am I going to do about it? Like, we always look for ways to make life more pleasurable and less painful than it actually is, because life can be really painful. It can be difficult. It can be stressful. It can be all the above, but we're challenging you just to let yourself feel these things and talk about these things. Say that it's hard. That's fine.
Yeah.
Come in the community and rant and tell people, this sucks. I hate it. I don't like this, but I'm going to get through it. And you'll get people in there who cheer you on and got your back and send you all the love and care from all over the world and say, we're right there with you. We totally get it. It's okay to say it sucks. It's fine, but don't short yourself on getting through that experience. If you don't experience emotions from the beginning all the way to the end, you're going to short yourself on the beautiful lesson you could have learned in it. It's tough, man. But through this holiday season, we hope that it is brighter than last. We hope that we've given you some tools to get through this in one piece. We hope that you can remove some of the expectations that we put on ourselves that are so ridiculous, so absurd, so absurd, and that you can have a joyous holiday season, that you can have some memories here that are made this year, maybe some for your own. When you look back in your personal development 3, 4, 5 years and look back on this year, you'll say, that was the one where I really turned a corner.
Yeah.
I hope that to be the case for somebody. That would be like, that's the greatest gift I could receive this holiday
Absolutely.
season, is to hear that from somebody.
Absolutely.
Okay. We got anything else?
No.
Okay. We've got some really exciting things coming up here as we start to, head toward the end of this year. We've got some awesome announcements that are going to be coming up. We've got some courses. We got all kinds of fun things we're going to be talking about here soon. So stay tuned with us. If you haven't left us a review, please do that. And if you're not in our community, join. We would love to see you guys in there. A lot of people do find the community from the podcast.
Yeah.
Again, and if you're a listener, if you've been listening for a while, you've got experience that is valuable for people who are just brand new in this.
Right.
Pop in there and let them know what you've learned up to this point.
Yeah.
You don't have to be a guru to give people advice. You don't have to be a guru to share your experience. You can just say, I've gotten through XYZ and that's how I did it. And that's that. Yeah. That's helpful to people.
Absolutely.
It really is. And then each time you help someone, you're actually reinstilling these things in yourself.
Exactly. That right there.
It's amazing, man.
It is. It's beautiful.
That's what I always loved about working the 12 steps. The 12th step is helping others. Yeah. That's what I love about it the most, man. It's like every time I do that with somebody,
keeps you going.
It just, I learn something new every time too. It's an amazing thing.
Yep.
So, all right, that's all we've got.
Yep.
Well, until next time, I am Matt.
I'm Paige.
And we'll see you.
Bye.